Hello and welcome to this Managed Methods video. Today we're going to be talking about some of the changes to the Managed Methods platform. To begin with, we'll be starting on the Risks tab. And the changes here on the Risks tab are going to apply to both the Google and to the Microsoft environments. The first change here has been to the self-harm ML risk and specifically the risk type column here. You'll notice here that next to each self-harm ML risk in this column, you're going to be seeing a risk score associated with each of those, and that risk score can range from 75 to 100. That risk score is designed to give you an idea of what particular self-harm risks might be potentially more concerning versus ones that are potentially less concerning there. It can be helpful as you are looking at the various self-harm ML risks. Clicking into a specific risk, you'll notice that the UI has changed. The download button will be found right here. We can quickly download a local copy of whatever it is you're looking at to dive into that information further. The details on the particular risk will be found here as well too, so you'll get the high-level details depending on what that specific piece of content was, whether that be an email, drive file, shared drive file, Google Chat, or classroom announcement. In the center of the screen here, you're going to see the risks themselves, so things can get flagged by multiple risks, and you'll be able to very easily see that as well too. With any of the machine learning risks, the false positive button here will still just work like it did before, and you can certainly report things back to us as false positives. That information will be made anonymous and will also be randomized, and we'll use that to retrain the model there over time. Additionally, we've added a notes section to each of the various risks where you can take notes on a specific risk that can be helpful if there is a further investigation that you're in the process of doing, or you need to keep a reminder of what occurred with a specific risk when you looked at it previously. All you need to do to add a note is click the Add Note button, type in whatever information, press the Submit button, and then you'll see when the note was created and when the note was last updated, and you can also edit existing notes or remove notes from here as well too. One of the other changes has been to the Actions button. There is now also the Download action, so if you want to download a risk from here, you can do that as well too. And you will notice here, now that I've clicked out of there, that when I did add a note to that particular risk, it adds this risk note icon and then also a label here for risk note. That label is also searchable that allows you to quickly dive into those risks there that do have notes associated with them directly. Moving over to image risk ML here, there has also been a change to the way that particular images are presented. So now you'll see this sensitive content label applied over the top, and you can go ahead and unblur images by clicking on the View button here. You still will have the Download button available, but much easier to quickly tell what's going on with the particular risk in question. So those will have been the changes to the Risks tab here, and again, that's going to apply to both the Google and the Microsoft environments there. The next change has been over to the Policies section. And again, these changes will apply to both Google and Microsoft here. The first change has been the addition of immediate notifications when a policy has been violated. And to activate those, all you need to do is check this checkmark box for Notify Admin. This will then send an immediate email notification when those policies have been violated. So that can be in addition to those overall email alert notifications you receive on that 4-hour scheduler there. And this can certainly be very applicable for policies involving things like image risk or self-harm, where you need those more rapid notifications when an incident has occurred. So that is now available there as well too. The other change here to the policies section has been the introduction of the ability to add wildcards in the from outside domain and specifically in the domain name. So this addition of wildcards can certainly be helpful if you do want to use that feature to go ahead and for domains that might be slightly different or things of that nature there where you have a partial domain. This wildcard section can be very helpful, so you can use those wildcards instead of having just the exact domain name itself there. Moving on, the next change here has been to the Policy Violations tab. Again, this one will apply to both the Google and to the Microsoft side of things here. And this is something that's going to be found throughout the platform. A number of tabs have received the report button here found in the top right-hand corner. Many of these reports are just going to be the download CSV report, but this will then allow you to export out any of the various searches and filters that you did apply and export that information out as a CSV report there. So that's been introduced here to the Policy Violations tab. It's also been on the Google side been introduced to the Classrooms tab. It also now is on the Share Drives tab as well as the SharePoint Teams tab, also on the Gmail and Outlook tab as well too. So that can certainly be helpful for any of those various searches or filters you do apply to quickly be able to export out that information there directly. The next change here has been over on the Gmail tab, and one of these changes will also apply to the Outlook side of things here. But one of the changes here, if we go ahead and click into one of these various emails here, has been the addition of the email headers section. If I go ahead and click on this preview headers here, this will give you some very detailed information on the email itself here and can be extremely helpful in your investigation process as you're looking at emails, especially for those emails that have come in from the outside here. So it provides some very detailed information to give you a good idea of what's going on with this email here overall. And it's accessible from both clicking into the email itself here or from the actions column here on the far right hand side as well too. Currently this is just going to be on the Google side of things here. And that preview email headers also does apply to the live email search here, which I'll show off in just a moment here. The other change here has been the ability to download emails as PDFs. So this is now an option on both the Google and the Microsoft side of things there, where you're able to download those emails there directly as PDFs. On the live email search here, and I'm just going to go ahead and run a quick search to go ahead and demonstrate this. You'll be able to, on the Google side, preview email headers as well as download as PDFs. On the Microsoft side, you will have the addition here of the ability to download emails as PDFs as well too from the live email search. So in both areas, able to download those PDFs. Those will be the main changes there to the Gmail tab. The next change has been over here on the Drive Files tab and specifically on the live file search. And this is just going to be the introduction here of the ability to search by file ID. So now you're able to search by those file IDs as well too, if you prefer to look for a very specific file there. The final changes here to the platform have been over on the Google Classrooms tab here, and those will be the addition of bulk actions. So there are now bulk actions that can be taken on Google Classrooms, and that will be the ability to take bulk actions to bulk delete classrooms or bulk archive classrooms. And these can be very helpful if you do have a bunch of classrooms you need to go ahead and delete. Maybe it's a case of student-created classrooms or something of that nature there, or if you need to bulk archive older classrooms or classrooms that you don't need users in anymore. Certainly can also be helpful if you do have a number of orphan classrooms where there's not any actual users that are owners of those classrooms anymore as well too. So those will be all of the various changes to the Managed Methods platform. I hope this video was helpful in giving you some further insight into some of the new features and functionality that's been rolled out with the Managed Methods platform. Thank you so much for your time.